Hey, let me teach you an exercise in vampirism. This exercise particularly is going to require a lot of stoicism on your part, being completely unreactive. If you are someone who gets reactive very easily, somebody makes you angry, where you are quick to cast baneful magic, hexes and curses off an internet stranger, then vampirism is probably not the path for you. This path and this work takes a lot of dedication, discipline, and stoicism, which means being completely unreactive and being completely in control of your emotions regardless of the outside circumstances. I will have some classes and courses coming up soon on how to master one's stoicism, the meditation practices, and how to get started in vampirism. This technique will give you an idea of how I am as a teacher, whether we're compatible or not, and it's an exercise that's very simple and yet very effective into the foundation of how you're going to practice. If you are brand new to this practice, I do suggest you carry a piece of obsidian specifically or smoky quartz on you when you are going to be doing this specific kind of feeding. If you are a little bit more advanced or intermediate, pick a chakra center in your body where you are going to be collecting the energy. Whether it's your heart or your solar plexus or your sacral chakra, everybody is different. Those are probably the three most common chakra areas, as well as probably the third eye point. Again, if you are an intermediate or advanced practitioner, or if you are starting and this feels comfortable, pick the chakra point that resonates most for you, where you are going to be collecting and feeding energy from. My more advanced practitioners, you can do this with your whole entire auric field. So when you are feeding and taking in from this practice, you are feeding all chakra meridians and your auric field, where you are just getting that electric bolt of energy circulating all around you. I'm going to start with level 1 before I go into level 2 in this practice on a different video. So level 1 of this, let's think about all the circumstances that happened in your day, right? So go through all of them. Pick a point where you were triggered today by somebody specifically. I'm going to teach you more advanced levels on this practice later on down the road in different videos, but for now, let's stick with what happened in your day. Pick that point, pick that person. This is also going to incorporate NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming, and psychology techniques in this as well. Try not to let it be an ex or somebody that gives you a very strong emotional reaction until you have this technique mastered for level 1. Now that you have picked the trigger that got a rise out of you, whether in anger or being upset, whatever it was, I need you to replay this memory with this person in your head over and over and over in kind of a loop cycle. You're going to loop this memory and these feelings until it is completely gone from your body, meaning you no longer have an emotional reaction. You have thought about it so much that you're now completely stoic towards it. At the same time that you are doing this, you are envisioning this very bright, very colorful, and you are slowly going to drain the light, the color from it, make that picture and that memory into gray and white. Make that picture and that memory smaller and smaller and smaller until it becomes a dot. And keep replaying this in your mind over and over and over. Again, this is a meditative practice that you're doing. When you have achieved this, where this person, this trigger, and this memory no longer has a reaction from you, that you can take that memory and you can drain the color and you can make it into a dot. You're going to take your crystal in your hand. You're going to either pick your chakra point meridian or your auric field. You're going to brighten up the color again intensely, the emotion that you had been feeling, and then now that you have control of it, you're going to pull from it and drain it. Drain the color, drain the life out of it, make it small, make it into a tiny dot where you're completely collected and grounded in your emotion, and you're putting it into that crystal, you're putting it into that chakra meridian that you're choosing, or you're amplifying it into your auric field. This should feel very euphoric, almost like a bolt of adrenaline, while you're draining the color and the life force out of that person, out of that memory, and you're inhaling, taking it deep into you and feeding from it bit by bit by bit till it's completely drained and into a tiny small dot of an existence. Practice doing it for the next 21 days to 30 days to rewire the neural pathways of your brain and to develop the skill set where you're able to successfully feed into your crystal, into your chakra or into your auric energy field. So much so that it's second nature to be able to do this with people that you encounter in everyday life and situations. Follow for more on more advanced techniques and what you're going to do with this energy. But the style of vampirism is like a muscle, which needs to be exercised every single day until you start to master it. Let me know how you do and share some of your stories in the comments. I would love to hear from you.